Peace be upon you all. This is Ahmed Noor and I'm presenting Here's Islam. And if you don't know what Here's Islam is, just go through my previous videos that we have uploaded previously, like a year and a half or even 2 years ago, and let me know your feedback in the comments below. If you have any topics, any comments, just leave it below. That will be highly appreciated. And now it's time to get started in our first video in the second season consecutively. If you are interested, just keep a watch it. Actually, it has been so long time since we started Here's Islam series of videos, and that's why I would like to start our second season with that topic, peace. I'll always greet you guys at the beginning of each video with peace be upon you. And in such times of disruptions, uncertainties, and crisis, we need to stick to one of the main pillars that build up societies, communities, and even civilizations, which is peace. Allah called himself in the Quran السلام, which is peace. Allah's name, peace, السلام. And in the hadith of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it was narrated in Al-Bukhari that sallallahu alaihi wasallam was praying Allah saying, "O Allah, you are peace. Peace comes from you and it returns to you. Allahumma anta as-salam wa minka as-salam." We need to deeply understand the real meaning behind peace and the main benefit that Islam is based on to build up such useful and safe and even peaceful societies. That's the main purpose. And even in the Quran, Allah said, وَاللَّهُ يَدْعُو إِلَى دَارِ السَّلَامِ وَيَهْدِي مَن يَشَاءُ إِلَى صِرَاطٍ مُسْتَقِيمٍ. Allah invites to the home of peace, which is paradise, and guides whom He wills to the straight path. Allah يدعو إلى دار السلام, which is paradise, the home of peace. But let me stop here. Did you notice something in common between those like 3 or 2 words together? Like Islam, which is Islam, peace, which is Salam in Arabic, and happiness, Saada. Did you notice something in common between those 3 words together? As literature is already my major, I have looked at these words from like a linguistic perspective actually. Like these 3 words together share like what, as we call it in literature, the sibilance, away from the term. I don't like terms at all, but this hissing sounds, Islam, Saada, happiness, peace, Salam, Surur. They all mean happiness. So they have the hissing sound between all of them, which equals, I call that sound the sound of happiness, which is already existing, the word happiness itself, and the same word in Arabic called Saada, and it's already existing in the same word, which is peace, the main topic today, which is already existing also the word Islam, which might mean actually Islam plus peace equals happiness. Islam calls for happiness, and who doesn't want happiness? Who doesn't want to be happy? None, literally none. It's everything we are looking for happiness in our life, and Islam brings us happiness very easily through some moralities, and manners of Islam. Actually, if you read the biography of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam or the seerah of the Prophet of Islam sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you will find that the whole life of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was based on peace. This is the main message for him, or one of the main messages for him, that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was never involved in violence except if he was compelled to do so. I'll give you some examples for sure. Al-Kaaba was built by Abraham, and after several centuries or years, Arab worshipped idols, and they placed many idols around Al-Kaaba, in the Al-Kaaba building. To the Prophet of Islam, he is a prophet of monotheism. Allah is one. 1 + 1 + 1 = 1. The main message was God is one. Therefore, the presence of such idols was very terrible for the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. He didn't like that, such provocative sites for him. But the Prophet ﷺ remained in Mecca for like 13 years, and he endured such situations or such sights of the idols around the Kaaba. He tried to, have like a peaceful conversation with them through peaceful persuasion. And that was the culture of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ at that time. You may ask yourself, why didn't he have a war or a terrible reaction with him? He knows for sure such reaction of violence will lead to war, and war means no peace. Therefore, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he endured the presence of the idols around the Kaaba, and he had a peaceful persuasion with them. Secondly, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when the people of Mecca agreed to kill him, he never went to have a war with them. What he did, that actually he migrated from Mecca to Medina, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he didn't start or trigger a war with them, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And last but not least, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, after the migration from Mecca to Medina, Hijrah, it happened that one day he was sitting with the companions, he saw a funeral passing through the street. And upon seeing such funeral coming out, he stood up as a sign of respect. So one of the companions said to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, "It's a funeral of a Jew." It means a Jewish body. He's a Jewish person. So are you respecting a Jewish body, like to stand up for such funeral? He means so. To the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam replied, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said that, was he not a human being? Was he not a human being? قال أليست نفسه. قال أليست نفسه. So actually, as I said, there are many stories as well show that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ involvement in the war, but actually the truth is, however, that it's just the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ has to fight. He was compelled to do so. And sometimes just like some engagement in some skirmishes, that's it. So finally, what I'm trying to say that Islam is the religion of peace, mercy, and it motivates us also to be friendly, to have a peaceful society. That's the main formula for establishing such good societies, good civilizations. The main message to build up good civilizations is to have a peaceful way of treating and dealing with each other. So that's all for today. If you find it interesting, just share it with your friends. Let me know your feedback below as well. That would make a difference in my life. To reform, to fix some errors, and to correct the subconscious mistake that we have made, and so on. We need to improve, guys, and we need to rise up. So if you find it interesting, as I said, let me know your feedback as well. That would make a difference in my life. If you need to help me in the translation of these videos, let me know as well. My email will be in the description box. So that's all. See you next time, guys. Assalamu alaikum.